Captain Zara Thorne pressed her face against the reinforced titanium window of the transport ship, watching Earth's moon grow larger with each passing minute. But something was wrong. Terribly, impossibly wrong. The dark side of the moon was lit up like a cosmic Christmas tree. "What in the blazing hell is that?" she muttered, her breath fogging the cold surface. The sight before her defied every astronomy textbook she'd ever read. Massive structures jutted from the lunar surface like glittering spears, connected by streams of pulsing light that painted the void in electric blues and violent purples. Her pilot, a grizzled ex-Marine named Tank Morrison, leaned over her shoulder and whistled low. "Well, I will be damned. Looks like we're not the only ones who thought the moon was prime real estate." Zara's stomach churned. She'd been sent on what was supposed to be a routine reconnaissance mission. "Check for Chinese mining operations," they said. "Report back on mineral extraction sites," they said. Nobody mentioned the part about an alien Las Vegas sprawling across the dark side like a neon parasite. Through the comm system, Tank's voice crackled with dark humor. "Boss, I'm picking up signals. Lots of them. And unless the Chinese learned how to speak in frequencies that make my teeth itch, I'd say we have got company." The transport ship Defiance shuddered as they entered the moon's gravitational field. Zara strapped herself into the co-pilot's seat, her military training kicking in despite the cosmic absurdity of the situation. 20 years of service, 3 wars, countless skirmishes, and nothing had prepared her for this. "Tank, are we being scanned?" "Like a grocery store checkout line, Captain. Multiple sources. They know we are here." As if summoned by his words, 3 sleek vessels emerged from behind a crystalline tower that reached toward the stars like an accusing finger. The ships moved with predatory grace, their hulls reflecting the neon glow of the alien metropolis below. "Incoming transmission," Tank announced, his usual smirk fading. "And, Captain, you're not going to like this." The comm system erupted with a sound that was part static, part whale song, and part fingernails on a chalkboard. Then, impossibly, it resolved into perfect English. "Human vessel, welcome to Luna Prime. Please state your business or prepare to be disintegrated. Have a pleasant day." Zara blinked. Did that thing just threaten to vaporize us with customer service politeness? Apparently so. "What's our play, boss?" Before she could answer, the transmission continued. "Oh wait, scanning indicates you are military. How delightfully primitive. Redirecting you to Base 7. Do try not to crash into anything expensive." The escort ships formed a triangle around the Defiance, their engines humming with barely contained power. Tank's knuckles went white on the controls as he fought to maintain course. "Base 7 it is," he muttered, "though I'd rather be anywhere else right about now." The docking bay opened like a mechanical flower, revealing an interior that made Zara's brain hurt to look at. The walls curved in impossible directions, adorned with what could only be described as graffiti in languages that predated human civilization. Creatures of various shapes and sizes moved about with casual indifference, some floating, others scuttling on too many legs. "Welcome to the show, humans," the disembodied voice chimed as their ship touched down with a gentle thud. "Exit through the decontamination chamber. Leave all weapons, recording devices, and preconceived notions at the door." Tank powered down the engines and turned to face Zara. "So, Captain, any brilliant ideas?" She unbuckled her harness and stood, checking her sidearm out of habit. "Just one. Try not to start an interstellar war. No promises." The decontamination chamber was a swirling vortex of lights and sensations that left Zara feeling like she'd been turned inside out and reassembled by someone who'd lost the instruction manual. She stumbled out the other side, Tank close behind, and found herself face to face with their welcoming committee. The creatures standing before them defied description, but Zara's mind tried anyway. Picture a cross between a businessman, a jellyfish, and a used car salesman, then multiply by tentacles and divide by any remaining faith in the universe. Its skin shimmered with bioluminescent patterns that hurt to look at directly. "Greetings, humans," it proclaimed, extending what might have been a hand or possibly a small squid. "I am Merchant Glub, your guide to the wonders of Luna Prime. First time on the dark side?" Zara found her voice, though it came out as more of a croak. "We are representatives of Earth's military forces. We demand to know what you're doing on our moon." Glub's patterns shifted to what might have been amusement or possibly indigestion. "Your moon? Oh, that's rich. Tell me, hairless biped, when did your species develop space travel?" "The 1960s, Tank answered, his hand hovering near his weapon. "Adorable. We have been running this establishment for 3,000 of your years. The moon belongs to whoever can hold it, and we have been holding it since your ancestors were painting caves and inventing agriculture." The merchant gestured toward the sprawling complex beyond the docking bay. "But enough legalities. You are here now, and we have rules. Simple rules. Don't start fights you can't finish. Don't cheat at the games unless you are better at it than professionals. And whatever you do, don't bet against the humans." "Wait, what?" Zara stepped forward. "What did you say about humans?" Glub's patterns shifted again, this time definitely conveying amusement. "Oh, you don't know? This is going to be fun. Follow me, primitives. Time for your education." They walked through corridors that seemed to stretch beyond the moon's physical limitations. The walls pulsed with alien music, and the air tasted of ozone and possibility. Creatures of every conceivable shape and size filled the spaces, their conversations a babble of tongues that made Zara's translator implant smoke. "Luna Prime is the galaxy's premier entertainment destination," Glub explained as they walked. "Gambling, exotic dining, recreational combat, questionable pharmaceutical experiences, and of course the human exhibits." "Exhibits?" Tank's voice carried a dangerous edge. "Oh yes, humans are quite the sensation out here. Your species has developed quite the reputation." They passed through an archway that opened into a vast arena. The floor was transparent, revealing the lunar surface far below, while the ceiling showed a holographic representation of local space. In the center, a raised platform held what looked like a gladiatorial ring, surrounded by thousands of alien spectators cheering with various appendages. "Behold," Glub announced with obvious pride, "the human arena, where your species has become the most popular attraction in 3 sectors." In the ring below, a single human figure faced off against something that looked like a mechanical spider the size of a small car. The human moved with fluid grace, dodging plasma bolts and striking with surgical precision. The crowd went wild as the machine exploded in a shower of sparks. "Meet Jackson Stone," Glub continued. "Former Marine, current champion, and living proof that humans are the most entertainingly suicidal species in the galaxy." Zara watched in horror as Stone acknowledged the crowd's cheers, his scarred face split by a feral grin. How many humans are here? Currently? About 200. They come and go. Some win big and buy their freedom. Others, Glub's patterns shifted to something resembling a shrug. "Well, let's just say the medical base stays busy." "This is insane," Tank breathed. "They're treating our people like circus animals." "Circus animals don't typically earn enough credits to buy small planets," Glub corrected. "Your species has an unusual relationship with death that makes for excellent entertainment. You fight when you should run, sacrifice yourself for others, and display remarkable creativity when faced with impossible odds." "That's called courage," Zara said coldly. "That's called profitable," Glub replied. "The betting pools for human matches generate more revenue than entire star systems. Your champion there has earned enough to purchase his own battleship. Of course, he keeps spending it on medical bills for other humans." The crowd's roar intensified as Stone helped a wounded alien from the wreckage of a previous match. Even from this distance, Zara could see the gentle care he showed the injured creature. "Fascinating," Glub mused. "Even in victory, humans display this peculiar tendency toward compassion. It's almost as entertaining as watching you fight." A new voice cut through the noise, speaking in accented English. "Captain Thorne, about time Earth sent someone competent." Zara spun to find a woman approaching through the crowd. She was tall, athletic, with the kind of scars that came from surviving things that should have killed her. Her clothes were a mixture of human military surplus and alien tech that probably cost more than a small country's GDP. I'm Commander Lisa Park. The woman introduced herself, or was before I ended up in this cosmic madhouse. Now I'm what you might call the unofficial human ambassador to Luna Prime. There are more of you, Tank asked. More than you'd think, fewer than we need. Park's expression was grim. Some came willingly, chasing adventure or running from Earth's problems. Others, well, alien kidnappers aren't particularly concerned with consent. Glub's patterns flickered with what might have been embarrassment. The recruitment methods have been somewhat aggressive in the past, I admit, but the contracts are quite generous. Generous? Park's laugh held no humor. You're selling people into gladiatorial combat. I'm providing employment opportunities in the entertainment sector. Glub corrected smoothly. And the mortality rate has decreased significantly since we instituted the medical insurance program. Zara felt her military training warring with the urge to strangle the merchant with her bare hands. How long has this been going on? The Luna Prime Resort has operated for millennia, Park answered. But humans only started appearing about 50 years ago, right around the time we developed space travel. Funny coincidence. Not a coincidence, Glub admitted. Your species became much more interesting once you started leaving your planet. Before that, you were just another primitive civilization. Now you're the hottest ticket in the galaxy. The arena below erupted in fresh cheers as Stone faced a new opponent, this one resembling a cross between a gorilla and a food processor. The human moved like liquid lightning, staying just ahead of mechanical claws that could have cut him in half. He's good, Tank observed grudgingly. The best, Park agreed. Stone's been champion for 3 years running. He's also the reason most of the humans here are still alive. How so? He negotiated better contracts for everyone. Medical coverage, time off, and most importantly, a clause that lets humans refuse certain matches. Park's respect for the man was obvious. Before Stone, they were feeding us to anything with teeth for the crowd's amusement. Glub's patterns shifted again. Your champion drives a hard bargain, but his matches are so popular that the concessions were economically viable. What about getting people home? Zara demanded. Back to Earth? Theoretically possible, Park replied. The contract includes a freedom clause. Earn enough credits, and you can buy your way out. Of course, the costs are somewhat inflated. How inflated? Well, a ticket back to Earth costs about the same as purchasing a small moon. Zara closed her eyes and counted to 10 in 3 different languages. When she opened them, Stone had finished his match and was approaching their group, his movements careful and controlled despite the obvious adrenaline still coursing through his system. New faces, he observed, his voice carrying the weight of someone who'd seen too much. Earth military, judging by the posture and the barely concealed urge to shoot something. Captain Zara Thorne, Earth Defense Force, she introduced herself. This is Lieutenant Tank Morrison. Stone nodded acknowledgement. Jackson Stone, former Captain Marines, current professional survivor. He glanced at Glub with obvious distaste. I'm guessing our friendly merchant here gave you the standard tour? Standard orientation protocol, Glub confirmed, though they seem less amenable to the entertainment possibilities than most humans. That's because they are here officially, Park interjected. This isn't a rescue mission or an accidental capture. Earth sent them. Stone's expression sharpened. Earth knows about this place. Now they do, Zara replied. The question is, what are we going to do about it? The champion's smile was razor-sharp and completely humorless. Captain, I was hoping you'd ask that question, because I've been working on an answer for quite some time. Glub's patterns suddenly shifted to alarm colors. Now, Mr. Stone, let's not do anything hasty. The contracts are quite specific about insurrection clauses. The contracts, Stone said carefully, assume the signatory's home government isn't involved. But if Earth is officially aware of Luna Prime, that changes things considerably. How so? Tank leaned forward, interested. Because human slavery is illegal under Earth law. Park answered with growing excitement. And if Earth is claiming jurisdiction, then these contracts become null and void, Stone finished. Every human here becomes a political prisoner rather than an entertainer. Glub's patterns cycled through several colors that probably represented very expensive profanity. That's That's a considerable legal complication. Isn't it just? Stone's grin was predatory now. Captain Thorne, I believe you and I need to have a very serious conversation about interstellar law and the rights of Earth citizens. My thoughts exactly, Zara replied. But first, I need to know something. How many humans are we talking about? On Luna Prime? About 200, like our merchant friend said. But Captain, Hart's expression grew grave. Luna Prime isn't the only facility. There are others. Dozens of them, scattered across the galaxy. The implications hit Zara like a physical blow. How many? Conservative estimate? Somewhere between 10 and 20,000 humans are currently held in various alien entertainment facilities across known space. Stone nodded grimly. Welcome to the galaxy, Captain. Population. Everyone who thinks humans make excellent sport. Tank's hand moved to his weapon. So what's the plan? The plan, Stone said, his voice carrying the authority of someone accustomed to command, is to turn this entire operation inside out. But first, we need to send a message back to Earth. Because if the galaxy wants to see what humans are really capable of, they're about to get a demonstration. Glub's patterns had shifted to colors that probably meant acute financial distress. Please, let's be reasonable about this. The economic implications alone, Zara said coldly, are the least of your problems. You have been enslaving Earth citizens for 50 years. That's an act of war. Technically, it's privateering, Glub corrected weakly. There's a difference. Not to us, Stone replied. Captain, with your permission, I'd like to call an assembly. It's time the humans of Luna Prime met their new commanding officer. Zara nodded slowly. Make it happen. As Stone moved to organize the gathering, Park stepped closer to Zara and Tank. Captain, you should know something else. The humans here aren't the same people who left Earth. This place changes you. The constant fighting, the alien environment, the knowledge that you are light years from home. It does things to your head. Are you saying they are not reliable? I'm saying they're dangerous. Park corrected. Every human here is a survivor by definition. We have been selected for aggression, adaptability, and sheer bloody-minded stubbornness. You're not looking at rescued prisoners, Captain. You're looking at a potential army. Tank whistled low. An army of humans with nothing to lose. Exactly. And now they have official backing from Earth. Park's smile was sharp enough to cut diamond. The galaxy has no idea what it's about to face. As alarms began to sound throughout the complex, Zara realized that her simple reconnaissance mission had just become something much more significant. The dark side of the moon was about to become a very dangerous place for anyone who wasn't human. And somehow, she found herself looking forward to it. The assembly hall buzzed with an energy that made the air itself feel dangerous. 200 humans, scarred and hardened by years of forced entertainment, filled the space with the kind of quiet intensity that preceded explosions. Zara stood at the front, studying faces that told stories of survival against impossible odds. These weren't the fresh-faced recruits she was used to commanding. These were apex predators wearing human skin, and every single one of them was looking at her like she might be their ticket home. Ladies and gentlemen, Stone's voice cut through the murmur of conversation. Allow me to introduce Captain Zara Thorne of the Earth Defense Force. She's here to discuss our legal status and, potentially, our future. A man with a cybernetic eye and scars that mapped a lifetime of violence stood up. Name's Rico Vasquez. Former special ops, current professional troublemaker. Captain, are you here to rescue us or recruit us? Both, potentially, Zara replied honestly. But first, I need to understand exactly what we are dealing with. A woman with silver hair and the kind of muscle definition that came from daily combat raised her hand. Natasha Volkov, former Spetsnaz. What we're dealing with, Captain, is a galaxy-wide human trafficking operation disguised as entertainment. The legal implications are staggering, added a younger man with the bearing of an officer. Lieutenant Commander David Kim, former Navy JAG. If Earth is claiming jurisdiction over its citizens, then every contract here becomes null and void under the 13th Amendment. Stone nodded approvingly. That's what I was hoping you'd say, Kim. Captain, meet our legal expert. He's been researching escape clauses for 2 years. And what have you found? Tank asked from his position near the door. Kim's smile was sharp. That alien contract law has some fascinating loopholes when applied to species they consider primitive. They never expected Earth to develop interstellar law or claim jurisdiction over off-world citizens. Meaning every human here is officially a kidnapping victim under Earth law, regardless of any contracts they may have signed under duress. The room erupted in murmurs of excitement and anticipation. Zara raised her hand for quiet. Before we get ahead of ourselves, we need to consider the practical implications. There are alien authorities here, security forces, and probably military backup we haven't seen yet. About that, Park interjected, her expression grim. Luna Prime security is handled by a species called the Korthak. Think armored rhinos with energy weapons and a serious attitude problem. How many? Tank's tactical mind was already working. Officially? About 50. Unofficially? Could be twice that. Park pulled up a holographic display from her wrist device. They are tough, but they are not used to coordinated human resistance. Rico laughed, a sound like grinding metal. Lady, they're not used to human resistance, period. We have been playing by their rules for 50 years. Time to show them what happens when we stop. Slow down, hotshot, Stone cautioned. We need a plan that doesn't get everyone killed in the first 5 minutes. Actually, Kim said thoughtfully, there might be a legal approach that could work. If Captain Thorne formally declares this facility in violation of Earth sovereignty, she could invoke the Diplomatic Protection Act. In plain English, Counselor Vasquez growled. Earth has the right to protect its citizens from foreign hostilities using any means necessary. That includes military intervention. Zara felt the weight of 200 pairs of eyes on her. You're talking about a declaration of war. Not war, Kim corrected. Police action. We are not invading their territory. We are protecting Earth citizens from unlawful detention. The distinction was razor thin, but legally significant. Zara's mind raced through the implications. What about the other facilities Park mentioned? The thousands of humans scattered across the galaxy. One step at a time, Stone replied. We secure Luna Prime first, then use it as a base of operations for the rest. Assuming we can secure it, Park added. The Korthak aren't going to just roll over because we wave legal documents at them. Volkov cracked her knuckles with sounds like breaking branches. Then we explain it to them in terms they understand. Violence isn't the answer, Zara began. Captain, with respect, Stone interrupted. Violence is the only language some species understand, and we have become very fluent in it. As if summoned by their words, the hall's doors burst open. A squad of Korthak security forces entered, their powered armor gleaming under the artificial lights. Their leader, distinguished by additional rank markings and the kind of scars that spoke of serious combat experience, stepped forward. By order of Station Administrator Zephyr, this unauthorized assembly is dissolved. Return to your quarters immediately. The humans didn't move. The tension in the room ratcheted up several notches. Stone stepped forward, his posture relaxed but ready. Sergeant Korax, isn't it? I don't believe we have been formally introduced. The Korthak's helmet sensors focused on Stone. Human champion, you will disperse this gathering or face punishment. I'm afraid I can't do that, Sergeant. You see, we are in the middle of an official diplomatic meeting with representatives of Earth government. Korax's attention shifted to Zara. You are the Earth military personnel who arrived today. Captain Zara Thorne, Earth Defense Force. And you are operating an illegal detention facility holding Earth citizens against their will. These humans sign contracts. Contracts signed under duress by kidnapped citizens are invalid under Earth law. Kim interjected smoothly. I can cite the relevant statutes if you'd like. The other Korthak shifted nervously, their weapons systems powering up with ominous hums. Korax raised a hand to forestall them. Earth law does not apply in Luna Prime. Actually, it does, Zara replied. As of this moment, I'm formally declaring this facility in violation of Earth sovereignty. All human citizens are under my protection. Impossible. Luna Prime operates under Galactic Commerce Authority jurisdiction. The GCA has no authority over Earth citizens, Kim replied. We are not members of their organization, and we have never ratified their commercial codes. Korax's helmet tilted slightly, processing this information. This changes nothing. You are on our territory. Are we? Stone's smile was predatory. Because according to the Luna Settlement Treaty of 1967, Earth maintains exclusive rights to the Moon and its natural satellites. That primitive document has no standing in galactic law. It has standing in Earth law, Zara stated firmly. And Earth law governs Earth citizens wherever they may be. The standoff stretched taut as a wire. 200 humans faced off against 12 Korthak, and the air crackled with barely restrained violence. Then Rico Vasquez started laughing. The IT began as a low chuckle, but built into full-throated laughter that echoed off the walls. Other humans joined in, until the sound became a wave of dark amusement that made the Korthak shift uncomfortably. "What's so funny?" Korax demanded. "You want to know what's funny?" Rico wiped tears from his cybernetic eye. "You have spent 50 years training humans to be the perfect killers. You have selected us for aggression, honed our skills in combat, and taught us to survive against impossible odds. And now you are surprised that we might use those skills against you." "We are armed and armored," Korax replied, but there is uncertainty in his voice now. "So were the Gladiator matches," Volkov observed casually. "How did that work out for them?" Stone stepped closer to Korax, his movements fluid and controlled. "Sergeant, you have made a fundamental error in judgment. You assumed that because we have been entertaining your customers, we have been playing by your rules. But the truth is, we have been learning your weaknesses. For instance," Park added conversationally, "Korthak armor has excellent frontal protection, but significantly reduced coverage at the joints. The power systems are vulnerable to electromagnetic pulse, and the helmet sensors can be overloaded by sudden bright lights. Also," Kim continued in the same casual tone, "your weapons are designed for armor targets. Against unarmored opponents, they tend to overpenetrate, making them ineffective in close quarters." The Korthak were definitely nervous now, their formation tightening as they realized the humans weren't backing down. "This is your final warning," Korax announced. "Disperse immediately or face the consequences." Stone's response was immediate and devastating. His hand moved in a blur, snatching something from his belt and hurling it at the nearest light fixture. The flashbang grenade he'd been carrying detonated in a burst of blinding light and deafening sound. The hull erupted into chaos. Humans moved like flowing water, each one knowing exactly what to do. Volkov tackled the nearest Korthak, her enhanced strength allowing her to wrestle the massive alien to the ground. Rico's cybernetic eye protected him from the flash, letting him disable 2 more guards with precise strikes to their armor joints. Park and Kim flanked Korax, using coordinated attacks to keep him off balance while other humans swarmed the remaining guards. The Korthak's weapons, designed for long-range engagement, were useless in the close-quarters melee that IT was over in less than 30 seconds. 12 Korthak security guards lay unconscious or restrained, their weapons confiscated and their armor partially stripped. The humans hadn't suffered a single casualty. Zara stood in the aftermath, her military mind cataloging what she'd just witnessed. These weren't soldiers anymore. They were something else entirely. Something evolved. "Well," Tank observed dryly, "that was educational." Stone was already moving, organizing teams with the efficiency of someone accustomed to command. "Rico, take your people and secure the armory. Volkov, I need you to cut off external communications. Park, get to the control center and lock down the station." "What about the civilian aliens?" Kim asked. "Non-combatants are protected," Stone replied firmly. "We are not monsters, but anyone who tries to stop us gets treated as hostile." Zara found her voice. "Stone, what's your plan?" "Simple, Captain. We are taking control of Luna Prime. Then we're going to send a message to every alien facility holding humans. The message is going to be very clear. Release our people, or we will come get them ourselves. That's going to start a war." "No, Captain." Stone's smile was sharp as a blade. "That's going to end one. The galaxy has been at war with humanity for 50 years. We just never realized it. Alarms began blaring throughout the station as the humans moved with lethal efficiency. Zara watched them work, marveling at their coordination and ruthless competence. "Captain," Park's voice crackled over the comm system. "I'm in the control center. The station's locked down, but I'm reading incoming ships. Looks like reinforcements." "How many?" Stone asked. 12 vessels, various classes. ETA, 15 minutes. Stone nodded grimly. "Then we'd better work fast. Kim, I need you to prepare a legal brief. Full documentation of every human held here, evidence of kidnapping and illegal detention. Rico, arm everyone who can fight. Volkov, prepare the prisoners for evacuation." "Evacuation to where?" Zara asked. "Earth, Captain. We're going home." Over the next hour, Luna Prime transformed from an alien resort into a human fortress. The 200 former prisoners moved with military precision, securing key areas and preparing for siege. In the control center, Park coordinated their defenses while Kim prepared legal documentation that would justify their actions to Earth authorities. Rico and his team had converted the armory into a distribution center, equipping every human with the best weapons available. Stone stood with Zara on the command deck, watching the approaching alien fleet through the station's sensors. "They're not going to negotiate," he observed. "Probably not," Zara agreed. "Are you prepared for the consequences?" "Captain, I have been prepared for 3 years. The only question is whether Earth is ready to back us up." Zara activated her comm system, broadcasting on Earth's military emergency frequency. "Earth Command, this is Captain Thorne, requesting immediate military support at Luna coordinates. We have liberated a human detention facility and are under imminent attack." The response was swift and decisive. "Captain Thorne, this is Admiral Hayes. Fleet elements are already en route. ETA, 40 minutes. Copy that, Admiral. We will hold until you arrive." Stone's grin was fierce. 40 minutes? That's practically an eternity. The alien fleet arrived first, their ships taking threatening positions around Luna Prime. The lead vessel, a massive cruiser bristling with weapons, opened communication channels. "Human vessel, you are in violation of galactic law. Surrender immediately or face destruction." Stone answered before Zara could speak. "This is Jackson Stone, speaking for the liberated humans of Luna Prime. We reject your authority and demand the immediate release of all human citizens held in alien facilities. That is not acceptable. You will surrender or be destroyed." "Counteroffer," Stone replied calmly. "You have 10 minutes to withdraw before Earth's fleet arrives. After that, the conversation becomes significantly less civilized. Earth does not have a fleet capable of challenging galactic authority." Stone's laugh was genuinely amused. "That's what you said about humans being capable of organized resistance. How's that working out for you?" The alien commander's response was predictable. The cruiser opened fire, its energy weapons lancing toward Luna Prime with devastating force. They struck the station's shields and dissipated harmlessly. "Did I mention," Park's voice came over the comm, "that we have been upgrading the station's defenses for the past 2 years? Turns out, human engineering combined with alien technology produces some interesting results." The alien fleet regrouped for a coordinated assault, but before they could attack again, space around Luna Prime filled with new contacts. Earth's fleet had arrived, and it was larger than anyone expected. Point 12 alien ships faced 36 human vessels, led by the flagship Defiant, Admiral Hayes commanding. "Alien vessels," the Admiral's voice cut across all frequencies. "You are in violation of Earth space and have committed acts of war against Earth citizens. You have 60 seconds to withdraw or face the consequences." "This is impossible," the alien commander protested. "Earth lacks the technology for interstellar warfare." "Apparently not," Hayes replied dryly. 50 seconds. The alien fleet withdrew, their retreat covered by threats of retaliation and promises of galactic intervention. Stone turned to Zara, his expression serious. "Captain, this is just the beginning. The galaxy isn't going to accept humans as equals easily." "Then we will convince them the hard way," Zara replied. "One facility at a time." 3 months later, Zara stood in the same observation deck where she'd first seen Luna Prime, But everything had changed. The station had been converted into Earth's first deep space military base, a staging ground for operations throughout the galaxy. Stone had accepted a commission as colonel in Earth's new Galactic Defense Force, leading missions to liberate human prisoners from alien facilities. The success rate was 100%, partly due to superior tactics, and partly because the galaxy was learning that humans fought harder for their own than any other species in known space. The dark side of the moon was no longer an alien playground. It had become humanity's declaration to the galaxy. We are here, we are strong, and we protect our own. And across the stars, in a dozen alien facilities, human prisoners looked up at unfamiliar skies and smiled, knowing that rescue was coming. The galaxy had wanted to see what humans were capable of when pushed to their limits. Now they knew, and they were terrified.